The political temperature in South Africa continues to rise after economic freedom fighters leader Julius Malema once again performed the famous liberation struggle song that has remained at the center of national and international debates. What is making this story even bigger is that it happened shortly after strong criticism from United States President Donald Trump, who openly called for action against Malema over the controversial chants. Before we continue, if you enjoy real African news stories explained in a simple and interesting way, please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss any important update. Now, let us get straight into what is happening. Julius Malema is not a politician who usually backs away from controversy. For many years, he has built his political image around speaking boldly, challenging powerful people, and defending positions that many politicians would avoid. Whether people agree with him or not, one thing is certain: when Malema speaks, people listen. In the latest development, Malema appeared before supporters and once again sang the liberation song that has been debated for many years in South Africa. His supporters cheered loudly as he continued without showing any sign that he was worried about criticism coming from outside the country. This moment immediately attracted attention because it happened only days after Donald Trump publicly expressed concern about the chant and suggested that South African authorities should take action against Malema. Instead of becoming quieter, Malema appeared even more determined. For many observers, this was more than just a political rally. It looked like a direct message that he would not allow foreign pressure to influence what he says or does inside South Africa. Now, to understand why this story is receiving so much attention, we need to understand who Julius Malema is and why he remains one of the most talked about political figures on the African continent. Malema rose to national prominence at a very young age. He became known for his energetic speeches, his strong support for economic transformation, and his belief that South Africa still has a long journey ahead before achieving true economic equality. His supporters often describe him as fearless. They say he speaks about issues that many leaders are afraid to discuss openly. His critics see things differently. They argue that some of his statements create unnecessary tension and division. This difference of opinion is exactly why every major statement from Malema quickly becomes national news. As this latest controversy unfolded, many people began asking the same question. Why is this particular song still causing so much debate after all these years? The answer lies deep within South Africa's history. The song originated during the struggle against apartheid. During that period, many freedom fighters used songs as a way of expressing resistance, courage, and determination during difficult times. Supporters of the song argue that it must be understood within that historical context. They say it represents a painful chapter in South African history and should not be interpreted literally in modern times. Others disagree completely. Critics argue that regardless of history, certain words can still create fear and discomfort in today's society. They believe leaders should use language that promotes unity and reconciliation rather than reopening old wounds. This disagreement has existed for many years and continues today. What makes the current situation different is the involvement of Donald Trump. Whenever an American president comments on issues taking place inside another country, international attention immediately follows. Trump's comments quickly spread across news platforms and social media. Supporters of Trump agreed with his concerns and argued that political leaders should avoid language that could be interpreted as threatening. Others felt that Trump was stepping into a complex historical issue without fully understanding South Africa's unique background. As this opinion spread, the story became much larger than a disagreement between two politicians. It transformed into a global discussion about freedom of expression, historical memory, political symbolism, and national sovereignty. At the center of everything stood Julius Malema. Rather than stepping back, he appeared ready to continue defending his position. Many analysts believe Malema understands exactly how political communication works. Every time criticism increases, attention increases. Every time attention increases, more people begin discussing the issues he wants to highlight. And those issues are not only about songs or slogans, they are also about land ownership. They are about economic opportunity. They are about unemployment. They are about inequality. These topics remain some of the biggest challenges facing South Africa today. When Malema speaks about these matters, many young South Africans listen carefully because they feel these issues directly affect their daily lives. South Africa is one of the most developed economies in Africa, but it also faces significant social and economic challenges. Many citizens continue to struggle with unemployment. Many communities still face poverty. Many people believe economic opportunities are not distributed equally. Because of this reality, political messages about economic change often attract strong support. Malema has built much of his political career around these concerns. His supporters believe he is fighting for economic justice. His opponents believe his methods sometimes create unnecessary conflicts. Regardless of which side people support, nobody can deny that Malema remains one of the most influential voices in South African politics. As this latest controversy continues, attention is also turning toward President Cyril Ramaphosa and the South African government. Many people want to know whether the government will respond to foreign pressure or continue handling the matter according to South African law. So far, South African leaders have emphasized that legal decisions must be based on the country's constitution and legal system. This response has been welcomed by those who believe South Africa should independently manage its internal affairs. At the same time, others continue arguing that controversial political language should be examined carefully regardless of historical context. The debate, therefore, remains far from over. In fact, some experts believe this discussion could continue for many months because it touches on issues that are deeply connected to identity, history, politics, and national memory. And whenever those topics are involved, emotions naturally become strong. One interesting thing about this story is that different generations often view it differently. Older South Africans who lived through apartheid may interpret liberation songs through the lens of historical struggle. Younger generations sometimes focus more on present-day implications and future national unity. This creates another layer of complexity. It shows that history is never completely in the past. History often continues influencing conversations many years later. That is exactly what we are witnessing right now. As Julius Malema continues defending his position and Donald Trump continues attracting attention with his comments, millions of people across Africa and beyond are watching closely to see what happens next. Will tensions calm down? Will the debate become even bigger? Will political leaders find common ground? Or will the disagreement continue growing? Those are some of the questions many people are asking at this moment. Before we continue with the next part of this developing story, please remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share this report with friends and family. Your support helps us continue bringing you important African and international news stories explained in a clear and simple way.